The football world has descended upon New Orleans, and Super Bowl 59 is underway. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun now for Love. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom, connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he's got it down into the red zone at the 16. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Love out of the shotgun. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Love from the gun. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Christian Watson with the touchdown. It's one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. McCole Hardman now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Chiefs out on offense for their first drive. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. This set of down starts with an option right. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
They bring the tight end in motion. A counter give here to Pacheco. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field. Just an offense going to work and moving those chains.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. On target to Worthy. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Play action, Mahomes. He's got a man left. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and just 2 to go. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And no one had a shot at that. It's at the back of the end zone, incomplete.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Another throw for Mahomes. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Off play action, it's Mahomes. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Up and good from Blankenship. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Jaden Reed to return this. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. It's at the sideline. It's a catch by Dobbs. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They stick with Jacobs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Love looking to pass. This one taken in by Kraft. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's Love. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. That one gonna go against the D. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Love now. Hauled in by Musgrave. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Takes the handoff, now Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. That's the end of one here in Super Bowl 59. 7-3 is our score. We'll return to New Orleans right after this. Welcome back. The team is set, so let's get back to it. 2nd quarter of Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. They're looking at a borderline gimme 3rd down here. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 1st down Packers.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Love. Gets this one to Watson. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Shotgun now for Love. He's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Love now to throw. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Loves to throw again. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers now lead by 10. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers drive their lead to 11. On now is McManus to kick this away. Hardman with a return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Give to Pacheco to start the drive. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. It's Pacheco again. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Brought down by Quay Walker. 2 yards on the run, but a tough spot upcoming. We've got 3rd and 12.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Running right is Pacheco. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One of the tight ends motioning left. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he'll go down here at the 16.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down, well, opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 16. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Motioning the tight end now. 3rd and short, here's Mahomes. That's caught for the 1st. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Throwing again, Mahomes. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs make it a 1-score game in the 1st half. Travis Kelce, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he can do like we just saw.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. And it's going to be 2nd down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
2nd and 10, Love trying again. Throwing deep for the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs take over after forcing the 1st turnover of this ball game.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The Kansas City offense set to take the field. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. So that brings up 2nd down.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they call it the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Shotgun handoff to Piron. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Well, that's the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs are on the move here. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one complete to Hopkins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Mahomes. Dump off caught by his back. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Another throw for Mahomes. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. The 30. He's at the 10. And he makes the hex goal. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers drive their lead to 11. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Chiefs getting out there on offense one last time in this opening half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. Just 25 seconds remaining as they get all set up for 1st down. They send a tight end in motion. Mahomes trying to get after the pick. Completes this one to Gray. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 48. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains in this half. New set of downs for him from the 46. Back to the air, Mahomes. Finds his man, Gray. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. So we have reached halftime in Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we all enjoyed that halftime show, right, Brock? These guys were strategizing how to win that Lombardi. We're back underway in the Super Bowl. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. Out comes Kansas City. Its offense has it first to start quarter number 3. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. They've got first down from the 31. They go play action. It's Mahomes. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Gray. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tight end going in motion here. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Tried connecting with Xavier Worthy there. And that means 3rd down coming up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Again, Mahomes to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down, it's Mahomes. And they will score! Touchdown, Kansas City! The Chiefs cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
The Chiefs offense staying on the field. They're going to try for 2. Mahomes throwing for 2. And the 2-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work.
You know, no sense in piling on. Pretty clear for everybody to see. He knows he should have had that one. Just didn't watch it in the whole way. And it leaves 2 points on the table.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Nixon now to return it. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. First and 10 now from the 30. Takes the handoff, now Love. This finds Downs. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first and 10, here's Love. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Love. Quick slant taken in by Dobbs. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Packers.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They're set up at the 35 now. Love to throw again. This is Reed working the right side. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. There's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
On second down, Jacobs. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Taken in by Dobbs. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No yards on the play, and back-to-back stops forces a 4th and 3.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
4th and 3, drive on the line. They'll run for this. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
Well, the big guy gets him some positive yardage in close. It's not that the defense didn't expect run. I just don't think they expected him to be the one running it.
Love from the gun. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
They send the tight end in motion. Love out of the shotgun. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Love has it down close. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
Less than a yard, all that's needed on 4th and goal. Back to throw it. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers push their lead further to start the half. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers push the lead up to 12. On now is McManus to kick this away. Hardman with a return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll motion a tight end left. First down throw, Mahomes. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off.
You know, sometimes, Kate, that pocket could be a lonely place. You're searching and searching for an escape valve, and there's none to be had. That time, nowhere to go, and he was lucky to get back to the line before the defense swarmed him.
They bring a tight end in motion right. 2nd and 10 now. Completes this one to Gray. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. One of the tight ends in motion left. 3rd and short, here's Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Hopkins on the slant. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. So we're winding down to the end of the 2024 season. That's the end of 3 in Super Bowl 59. The Chiefs have it and hopefully have some points too, ready to salvage their title hopes. Second and 3 now. Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds his man Bryce. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing on first down, Mahomes. On target to Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
A first down carry for Pacheco. He loses the football. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And he's brought down for a loss. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with him in the red zone. And now I'm really curious. It's one of those moments, Kate. Will they put the ball back in his hands, trust him again to hold on to it, or maybe go get that touchdown you know he so badly wants? Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
They motion the tight end over. Throw on third down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking DeAndre Hopkins' way there. So that brings up fourth down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Ball taken in at the 36. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. New set of downs for him at the 38. From the gun, Piran. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 36. Pacheco hauls it in. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Play action, Mahomes. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. He has it at the 5. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in. By higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the two stay connected.
Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Chiefs trim the deficit down to 5.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they send it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. Too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun now for Love. That finds Jacobs complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Takes the handoff, now Love. That'll be complete to Jacobs.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Reed's got it. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Chiefs in a nickel set for this third down call. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Make it a really close measurement, see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Packers with a 5-point lead. New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. We go counter, it's Jacobs. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Extra man in the secondary now for the Chiefs on 3rd down. Going run again with Jacobs. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. The Packers send out their punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. The Chiefs and Rashee Rice readying for a new series on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Finds his man, Gray. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Chiefs in the hurry up, trying to get everyone to the line. Setting up to pass. Put the body on the line for his team. They gain 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. Without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
A modest amount of time left, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. Here he is to throw. He's got it near the 10. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. Back to throw. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Another throw for Mahomes. And he's got a man, complete. And he's into the end zone. Really smart call here in the 4th. Now a field goal would only tie this game. Reed now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Love out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. The Packers take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Love from the gun. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now. He has the first over the middle. And he'll be taken down until he reaches that 45-yard line. Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Play fake, it's Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now he takes it, and this one does not go far. Timeout taken by the Packers, their 3rd and final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. to the air with Love. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one and brings the third down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Now to throw. Caught by Jacob. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly. And yet again, the Kansas City Chiefs have won it all. They are your Super Bowl champions. And I think it's still sinking in at different points for each player, Brock. Look at these shots. These guys have reached the crowning